Hey guys, we are just a few days away from the Bitcoin halving, and the total crypto market cap has dropped approximately 30% in the last week. A lot of people are scared, a lot of people are fearful, and when there's a lot of FUD in the market, it is normally a good time to be looking to acquire the tokens that you believe in. But we are all here to make money, and that is no different with the Freeman and Finance family. In this video, we're going to go over what is my personal profit-taking strategies, what do I look for, and how do I categorize my investments in kind of 3 different categories no matter what the token is. We're going to get into all of that and more, but first I want to welcome you all back to Freeman Finance and Crypto, where if it makes money, it makes sense. Guys, we're over 2,000 subscribers, and thank you all. I'm appreciative, and if you are not one of those 2,000 people, please pause the video, subscribe, and welcome to the Freeman and Finance family. So like I said, the Bitcoin halving is happening in just a little over 3 days at the time of recording this video. This happens every 4 years, approximately the same time. A little back detail on what the Bitcoin halving is. It happens when every 210,000 blocks are formed with Bitcoin, and 1 block happens every 10 minutes. So this will cut the reward for mining Bitcoin in half. It will go, as you can see here, from 6.25 BTC to 3 1/8 Bitcoin. So that is very important. And when we look at the overall market, we're at a fear and greed of 60. This is very important, and this is what I look for the most in crypto. But you could see here, we're down 20-30% on the majority of crypto, and even 10% down on BTC, which is huge, taking into account that it has a $1.2 trillion market cap and is currently over half of the overall crypto market cap. But how do I categorize these investments? I categorize my crypto investments in 3 different portfolios. High risk, okay, is one of them. The other one is things that I believe will do good, but I am looking to make a profit on. And the third category is long-term holds, things that I believe will revolutionize the world, things that I believe will have a long-term value that is worth more than just making a few 100% on a token. So keep that in mind as we go through this information. But we need to know what history has done in the past, because history often repeats itself. So as we can see here, the Bitcoin halving happens here. It was in, the last one was in May of 2020, then July of 2016, and then November of 2012. And you can see the day of the halving right here. Let's just look at the last one, was 8,600. 100 days after that, it had increased about 40%. Then 250 and 300 days after that, it had quadrupled and even 6x. And we have seen that even in the past. When it was $658, it then went up to $1,500. So the last cycle rewarded more yield on the percentage gain. And as we have the Bitcoin ETFs ramping up, it is very likely to see the same thing. Taking a quick look at these market cycles, we will go over the previous all-time highs. So we had 1,100 in November of 2013, 19,000 in 2017, and a little shy of 70,000 in November of 2021. So as we can see here, the cycle peaks, we almost 20x between the 2013 and 2017, and we almost 4x between these. So let's say we continue to go down a little bit, and let's say it's a 3x, okay, which would put us right around 200,000 for BTC, which I believe is a good target. So we're going to use all of these into thinking, when are we going to exit? We're going to use the price of BTC, and we're also going to use this fear and greed index. This is very similar to the RSI, the relative strength index in normal stock market. It basically tells us when the market is overheated, when the market is too fearful, or when it is too greedy. So if we go back a year from now, we can see in September 23 we were around 35 on the fear and greed index, and as y'all can see, over the last few months we've been extremely hot. Personally, before the Bitcoin halving, or before this bull run really takes off, I would like to see this reset under 50. 40 would be perfect. How does this reset? Two different ways. This can reset by either these prices dropping even more, okay, which I do think is likely to happen, or just consolidating at this price for a long period of time. A couple months would reset the RSI or the Fear and Greed Index. But I want to go over these three categories in how I group my crypto and when I decide to take profits on it. Now, the first one I want to talk about is Propy. This is an RWA token that I believe in fully. I never invest in anything that I do not believe in creates real utility, because that is the number one thing I look for in the project. The second thing I look for is pumpamentals, actually hype behind it, which in the RWA sector that has both of them. Well, let's go back a month on Propy. I bought in at $1.08. Okay, I bought in here and it shot up just a few days after I bought it, and I did sell half of my Propy. I did not sell it because I did not believe in it. The reason I sold it is because all the Propy I hold is essentially free, okay? Whenever I was buying this at $1.08, I was trying to decide, should I buy more Kaspa or should I buy something more risky? And I decided to buy something more risky. This was around 300 in total market cap at the time. Now it's 227. So I took that original investment out and put it all into Kaspa, which was about the same price as it was when I originally bought Propy. So I am now holding 100% free Propy, and I'm going to hold this for a long time. When I will decide to sell this, which I will, this is one that I will sell, is going to be when the RSI is around 90 to 100, getting close to 100, and when BTC is somewhere over 150,000. I'm going to use that to gauge when I exit. I think RWA will be one of the hottest sectors in the next bull run, and I do think it will run quick and it will peak out before BTC peaks out. So then the second one that I want to talk about is Hedera HBAR. This is really something I believe in. This is an ISO 20022 token, which is basically the global standard for electronic money transfer with SWIFT. And so this is a token that I have a price entry of 5 cents. I got in really good back in the bear market, and I have been happy with it. And I have not sold any of it, and I'm not going to until we pass the previous all-time high. And so let's take a look at previous all-time high. I believe this is some really good knowledge for our community. So if we look at this, the previous all-time was 51 cents. I do not think we're going to reach 51 cents with Hedera HBAR. Some people think I'm wrong, but you might say, well, how are you going to sell when it reaches the all-time high if it won't reach the previous all-time high? And that's because inflation matters, guys. We have to look at market cap when it comes to this token. And so you will see here our market cap is currently $2.8 billion and at a previous all-time high of around $7 billion. So I do think it will pass the $7 billion mark, but me personally will be looking to exit this around the $10 to $15 billion mark. So that would take this price to somewhere around 25 to 35 cents is where I will be looking to exit Hedera HBAR. Now, this is not set in stone. If this runs up and BTC is only at $100,000, I say only, right? We're all grateful for that. But if it's at $100,000 and the RSI is like 75 or something like that, then I may change that, okay? But the next token that I want to look at is the internet computer. This is something that is a long-term hold for me. I am looking to stake for 8 years. I'm not wanting to sell. I actually just bought more ICP this morning because it had previously jumped up to $20 and now it is back to this $11 to $12. mark. It might go down more, guys. It might, and I'm going to buy more if it does. But when I look at my profit strategy for this is one of the worst looking charts because of this FTX manipulation with Sam Bankman-Fried. But when we look at this, guys, I honestly think this will be a $1 trillion token one day. I believe that the internet computer revolutionizes the world, and it's just a matter of time until people catch on its AI capabilities, its storage capabilities, its gaming capabilities, its complete decentralization of the World Wide Web. And this is something that I have the most conviction in, along with Kaspa. And so when I look at this, this is not something that I ever plan on selling. Now, when I say ever, will I ever sell it? Yes, probably. Okay. But it is not something that I'm looking to make a quick buck out of. Now, if I woke up tomorrow and it jumped up to $400, I would probably sell it because it would be completely oversold and I would be able to buy it at a good price. But that's what I'm wanting to talk to you all about, is that we have to put our crypto projects into different categories. If we buy a very low market cap token, something like Propy when it was 300, or even some are 1,000 total market cap, some are micro caps under 50 million, anything like that, those are very risky. Meme coins, even though I'm not really into them that much, I can understand the hype behind them. They're gambling. But when I make my original investment, I pull it out. So I am holding free tokens. They could go to 0, they could go to 1,000,000. It's all okay with me. So I divide these up into 3 categories. Like this is low cap, risky, with a lot of utility. This is something that has a lot of utility, but I'm not married to it. It's just kind of like my one night stand. I call her every once in a while when I want to hang out, you know, Netflix and chill. And then things like internet computer or Kaspa that I believe in long term. But guys, let me know, what is your profit taking strategy? Are you ready for this next bull run? And I know crypto has dropped recently. Are you getting fudded out, or are you buying more? Let me know what you're buying, and watch one of these 2 videos up above. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Let's go. Thank you all.